What's up, Riverhawk fans? Welcome back to another edition of the Riverhawk Report. As always, my name is Ben On. Well, with fall sports winding down, a lot of action took place out of town last week. We're going to recap that as well as look forward to this week, as it's going to be a busy weekend here in Lowell. Now let's get started with no nonsense. The men's hockey team traveled to the state of New York last weekend as they geared up with matchups against Clarkson and St. Lawrence. After coming away with their first win of the season last weekend, the Riverhawks came away with a victory over Clarkson 3-1 after a 2-goal performance from Kenny Hausinger. On Saturday night, Christopher Hernberg stopped 27 shots to propel the team to a 5-0 shutout victory. Not only did Hernberg earn his first collegiate shutout, but also was rewarded Hockey East honors with Defensive Player of the Week. After a slow start, the Riverhawks have started to find their identity, and at 3-3-0, they welcome Northeastern to the Songus Center this Friday, and then head on over to take on the Huskies from Matthews Arena on Saturday night. The women's soccer team showed the America East Conference that they are a team on the rise for years to come. But after losing to Maine on Sunday, their season has come to an end. After a scoreless draw against UNH on Thursday night, the Riverhawks needed a win against Maine to move into the playoffs, but fell short, losing 1-0. This team went the distance throughout the year, going to 7 overtime matches and played well defensively. Rachel Morier finished the year with 11 goals and has been nominated for America East Fans' Choice Player of the Year. Julia Schneider played extremely well in net, all which is encouraging going into next season. The sky is looking up for the men's soccer team as they pivot towards the playoffs. The defending America East regular season champions have a target on their back and look to finish strong with 3 games remaining. This past week, they clinched their first ever America East postseason berth with a 2-0 shutout victory over Binghamton. Leading the flock in this one was Dario Jovanowski, who assisted Rocco Persa for his first collegiate goal. Rocco earned America East Rookie of the Week honors after his performance, and now heading into the weekend, they sit in 4th place with 9 points. They finish their non-conference slate against Brown tonight and celebrate the seniors Saturday night from Cushing Field with New Hampshire coming to town. The field hockey team had an intense and challenging road trip this past weekend with games against Maine and New Hampshire. On Friday, they looked to upend the Black Bears, but late in the second half, the Black Bears answered to win 2-1. On Sunday, though, Sophie Garrels helped lead a second half push with the Wildcats, and although the Riverhawks scored 2 more goals in the comeback process, they fell short, 4-3. At 8-10 overall, they look to earn a berth into their first conference tournament since joining D1, which will be hosted here at Wicked Blue Field. The opportunity will present itself on Sunday as the Vermont Catamounts strive for the same destiny here at 1 p.m. Both these teams squared off a couple weeks ago with the Riverhawks coming away with a 4-2 win up in Burlington. Now make sure to stop by for this one as well as salute the seniors. The volleyball team looked to grab their first conference victory of the season against New Hampshire, where they went toe-to-toe with in their first meeting, but ultimately fell in straight sets 3-0 on Friday night. They welcome New Albany and Binghamton to Costello this weekend for their final home matches. Make sure you stop by Saturday night for senior night and winter hat giveaway. You can also check out Saturday night's action on ESPN3. Both the men's and women's cross-country teams tuned to their freshmen this past weekend, as most of the experienced runners were on the sideline gearing up for this weekend's America East Championships. Yet, both the men and women had strong runners at the CCSU mini-meet. Championship season now begins with their first leg scheduled up in Vermont, where it's sure to be a thrilling weekend with all 9 America East Conference teams competing. It's now everyone's favorite time of the show. Let's now take a look at your Circle Health Plays of the Week.
Start off with the number 3. Riverhawks looking to get a win up in Clarkson. Ryan Lowen, nice pass over to Kenny Hausinger, forehand to backhand. Look at this nifty goal top shelf. Number 2 up in Durham, New Hampshire. It's all about the shake and bake. Look at this setup. Sophie Garrels a clear to 4. Nice sweeping shot that finds the back corner. And the number 1 player of the week, Rocco Persa. Look at this. Off the bounce. Full extension. And that is a beaut if I've ever seen one that finds the opposite corner in the Riverhawks 2-0 victory. And those are your Circle Health Plays of the Week.
It is playoff time, ladies and gentlemen, and for the first time ever, the Riverhawks look to rise up into Division I postseason play. Make sure you go on to GoRiverHawks.com to check out the final home games and playoff scheduling. On behalf of the Riverhawk Network, I'm Ben Don. Have a great week, Riverhawks.